Thanks, Riaz. Good morning. It is 7 o'clock on the dot. A man is charged in the death of his father in Surrey's 11th homicide of the year. 29-year-old Ryan Beauchamp is charged with second-degree murder. He lived with his 55-year-old father at a home on 60th Avenue. Neighbors heard arguing and gunshots on Tuesday, and police arrived to find the older man dead. Beauchamp was taken into custody at the scene. He is being held in custody until his next court appearance next month. After years of scrutiny from the provincial government, a notorious polygamist is facing new legal action this morning. A special prosecutor has approved a polygamy charge against Winston Blackmore. Blackmore is the leader of Bountiful, with more than 20 wives and a dozen children. Another community leader, James Oler, faces the same charge. Oler and two others are also accused of sex trafficking a child. Polygamy charges against Oler and Blackmore were thrown out in 2009 due to a legal technicality. That prompted a court case which upheld Canada's anti-polygamy law.
Well, I'm encouraged that the charges were laid. You may know that we started this process when I was the Attorney General in 2005, when I felt that there was sufficient evidence at that time to lay charges of polygamy. It's been a bit of a long road, but in any event, the charges were laid and the person will appear in court, and the matter will proceed from there on.
A Vancouver heritage building has been falling to pieces, literally leaving a popular hangout off limits. Pigeon Park has been fenced off after big chunks of concrete fell to the ground. The slabs came from the century-old Merchants Bank building at 1 West Hastings. The site has been largely empty, with the Portland Hotel Society hoping to renovate it. In the meantime, city engineers will be assessing the damage. Months after a series of sexual assaults at UBC, the suspect remains on the loose, but it's hoped some changes will make for a safer campus. Greg Harper joins us now live from UBC with more. Greg?
Good morning, Jody. I'm just outside the Sciences Center here at UBC this morning. Some changes have been made on campus, changes that will hopefully improve the safety for students ahead of the new semester. More lighting has been installed. There's been some changes made to the landscape throughout the campus. The goal of these changes to make it brighter, more of an open environment for students. The school is also boosting its Safe Walk program, so students don't have to walk alone on campus. A network of closed-circuit cameras was talked about, but the university held off on that, even though the idea hasn't been ruled out.
We're all deeply distressed and upset by the instances last year of sexual assault on campus, and I think that's something very present in everyone's mind to make sure that we don't see a repeat of those sort of instances going into this year. But it is important to recognise this is already a very safe and secure campus. For us, it's really about taking a comprehensive approach that looks at ways of doing things better.
6 women were attacked on campus. This was between April and October of last year. Police did release a sketch of a suspect. They also received plenty of tips, but no arrests have been made. Jody?
Much. Greg Harper reporting live for us from UBC this hour. It was another night of unrest in Ferguson, Missouri, after a police officer shot and killed an unarmed black teenager over the weekend.
You must disperse immediately. You must disperse immediately. This is no longer a peaceful protest. What are you trying to use?
Last night, people threw Molotov cocktails and other objects at police, who responded with smoke bombs and tear gas. Ferguson's police chief says the investigation into Michael Brown's death could take weeks. Police and politicians are vowing to reach across the racial and economic generational divide to interact with the community. Israel has accepted a 5-day extension of the ceasefire in Gaza. It was extended at midnight, but not before 8 Hamas rockets were reportedly launched at Israel. Israel responded by striking targets in Gaza as well. The conflict has killed more than 1,900 people on the Palestinian side, most of them civilians. 67 have died on the Israeli side, most of them soldiers. Pope Francis has arrived in South Korea, marking the first papal visit to the country in 25 years. He opened a 5-day visit by calling for renewed efforts for peace on war-divided Korean peninsula. He said peace requires forgiveness, cooperation, and mutual respect. His message comes as the North fired 5 projectiles into the sea shortly before his arrival.